What's up everybody, Brian Tong here, and this is the Sony A95K, and this is a TV here that I've been waiting to see for myself in person. And for someone like me who is a video file junkie, I mean, this delivers as truly the next level up for an OLED TV with this new QD OLED display. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about its picture quality, design, and unique features, and really what makes this arguably the best TV on the market today, and who does this TV make the most sense for? Now, before I jump into this, Sony did send me this TV out just for the purpose of this review, but it's gonna go right back to them, so this will not be mine to keep, sadly. Tear. And this review isn't the type that is gonna be using calibration tools to give you specific performance metrics, but the goal here is to just highlight what stands out and what can help you make the right purchasing decision for you. So let's just get this out of the way. I've seen a lot of TVs, right? I'm lucky to review a bunch of them. I'm a TV junkie, and this is the best image quality that I have ever seen in my life on a TV right now. And I know that sounds hyped up, it sounds like hyperbole, but stick with me here because I'm gonna explain what makes the QD OLED display different. Now, up until recently, the gold standard for TV image quality was a toss-up between Sony and LG's OLED displays, which allows the TV to individually control and then turn on and off each individual pixel for the deepest blacks anywhere. But Sony's QD OLED display is actually produced and made by Samsung Display, and it's really an evolution of the OLED displays manufactured by LG Display that you've seen in many TVs today. Now, you'll still have the same level of individual pixel control, but what's different is that in an OLED, there's a white subpixel that is used to add brightness to the image, but that also contributes to colors not having their full intensity. And because of this, it limits the depth of colors that are possible. Now, in a QD OLED display, the QD stands for quantum dots, and there is no more white subpixel, and instead a quantum dot filter that combines the brightness that you need with a wider range of color volume for red and green. So now you get colors that are more intense, like vivid reds that pop more and richer greens. And colors can still be bright while also being more intense with QD OLED. Now you can tell the video footage that I have here, it looks great, but at the same time, I don't think it truly captures just how good this looks in person. And it really, I really noticed this watching something like Spider-Man No Way Home, where the reds, they just popped a lot more. And I will say, if you're using the cinema modes or specifically calibrated modes for your TV, you might not be able to see these differences as much and notice them, but in standard and vivid modes, it really stands out, and the Sony A95K's QD OLED display is more than bright enough for any type of room, because historically, OLED, they look great in dark rooms for those inky blacks where you can control the light, and the knock on OLEDs in the past has been their inability to be bright enough in bright viewing rooms. And that's what most people have for their living rooms, right? Open area, it's bright. But the Sony A95K's QD OLED does just fine here. And it will raise the black levels to make the image a little brighter. It can detect that. But Sony's also using the latest version of their Cognitive XR processor that handles all the image processing to give you the best image possible with their new color control system. Now, this TV supports Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG, so those are all the main formats, unless you really have to have HDR10+, but Dolby Vision has always been a must-have for any TV that I'm purchasing. Now, another unique feature in this TV is Sony's Acoustic Surface Audio Plus technology that uses the surface of this display and vibrates the panel itself to act as a speaker. And because the sound is coming from the display, it sounds really direct when it's coming from, right, dialogue and voices are coming through here from the center, but it's also creating a virtual sound environment around you as well. It can also be part of a surround sound system setup by connecting audio wires directly from the TV into a receiver, and then the display here can act as the center channel of audio for you. Sony has one of the best sounding TVs without any additional hardware, and this holds true again with the A95K. Now, design-wise, here it has a stand that can be used in two positions, and it's set at a 3-degree angle, so this is not gonna be perfectly vertical, just a little angled, but this two-way stand allows you to push it right up against the wall if you need to. But I've always just loved the look of this just the TV and little to no stand, that we saw even as back in the A90J series. Well, this A95K It looks even more impactful with its minimalist design. It's just like this floating picture on an entertainment stand or a shelf. Now it's running the latest Google TV OS that works just fine, and recommendations definitely pay attention to what I'm watching. Now, if you don't like the idea of your TV listening to you with the Google OS, hey, you can just turn the mic off if you want to. That's not a big deal. It's also Alexa and HomeKit compatible, so it covers all the smart home bases. This also supports all the streaming services you expect, so you can see things like you got Netflix and Disney Plus and HBO Max, but a service exclusive to Sony's flagship TVs is Bravia Core, and there's a reason why you might want to pay attention to it. Now, it streams content at 80 megabits per second, which is equivalent to the quality of a Blu-ray disc, right? That bandwidth is the same quality that you're getting from a Blu-ray disc if you were just popping it right in, and the content, it looks outstanding, but there's kind of a catch here with its IMAX enhanced content. Now, you might be familiar with that term, or you've seen that with the format on Disney Plus, where movies shot in the IMAX format or scenes in that format, they're gonna fill out most of your TV, giving you additional content to see. And Shang-Chi is entirely shot this way, so you might be familiar, right? You see some of these things. Some movies are available on Bravia Core that do this, like all the MCU Spider-Man films, including No Way Home. In fact, the Bravia Core service on Sony TVs is the only place that you can watch the Spider-Man films from the MCU in their IMAX enhanced expanded format, along with other Sony produced movies. So Bravia Core films are limited to Sony properties only. Now, there are some scenes from Uncharted in IMAX enhanced, but the majority of that movie still has the big bars on top and the bottom. So, you know, the majority of that movie is not in IMAX enhanced. They just might have some scenes here and there. And sometimes IMAX enhanced just means the audio mix has been improved and enhanced as well. So the Bravia Core service, this is only on this TV. It's a perk of having a Sony TV, but not all IMAX enhanced movies mean that you're getting that expanded format. And again, it's the only place to see the Spidey MCU films in their IMAX enhanced versions. You can't get them anywhere else. And is that a reason for you to go over the top, you know, and choose this TV over another? I mean, it might be, and it might be for me in the future. I think that's why I'm talking about it so much. Now, gamers, you also got to pay attention here, because this TV was made for you and me. You get two full HDMI 2.1 ports for 4K at 120 hertz refresh rate, and there's eARC. You also get variable refresh rate and auto low latency. It was also made with special features specifically for PlayStation 5 owners. So when you have a PS5 connected to it, it does auto HDR tone mapping. That's where, so you don't have to do all those manual settings in the beginning when you connect a console to a TV to get its HDR settings right. It will also detect that you're gaming and then switch the TV to the game mode for the optimal settings there as well. You're also gonna get this up top here. This is the Sony Bravia Cam. It's included with the A95K, but separate for other models. And it's integrated into the TV when you connect it. It's just on the back side of the top, and you pop it in, and it serves a few functions. Now, it's a high quality webcam for Google Duo, and you can use it with other apps, but it also can detect the ambient lighting in a room and optimize the TV set for those conditions. It can also adjust the brightness of the set depending on the distance you are sitting from it. And then this, don't get creeped out here, it can use face detection to determine the number of people in a room and then adjust the sound balance, whether it's more focused or it's wider focus. And, you know, if someone also gets too close to the TV while it's on, it can also warn them. So look, you don't have to have it on. You can also turn it on or off. You can even pop it off if you don't like it. Like visually, this is an additional kind of rectangle on top of the TV that does take away from its sleek design and aesthetic, but it does have a lot of benefits, and it is part of this package. Now, Sony's A95 comes in only 2 display sizes right now. That's easily the highest tier and premium pricing for TVs at that size. Now, Samsung, they have their own QD-OLED TV displays, and they have their own processing, their own features, and their own imaging. Well, its 55-inch TV is currently at $1,599, and the 65-inch models are at $1,999. But the fact is that this Sony A95K is the best looking and best performing TV QD OLED display on the market today. And if you're the videophile that wants the best performing TV, I mean, this is like a no-brainer. This is the one to get, but it's gonna come at a cost. Now for me, I really wanna pull the trigger on this set, but I'm gonna happily wait until Sony releases a bigger, maybe 75-inch or larger version. I'm kind of waiting because I like how Sony, the Sony processing that happens on here, the image just looks incredible, and quite honestly, it's only a matter of time. Like, I want this as my new TV set. I absolutely do, but you know, I'm just waiting for something a little bigger right now. My next TV is gonna be a big TV, and eventually, there will be a day where it does come in that larger size. Now, there are so many other great TV options out there right now, right? Mini LED still gives you great value for near OLED picture quality. And then you have OLED with those deep inky blacks that continue to just get more affordable at those larger sizes. But if you are the type of user that wants the best of the best today with the new QD OLED display tech, the Sony A95K is the TV for you.